Get ready for a mind-blowing journey. You might think Hobbits are all about Middle-earth magic, but hold on to your seat because the real-life story of these tiny humans is just as fascinating. Since J.R.R. Tolkien brought hobbits to life in his epic novel, The Hobbit, and later movies, we've been captivated by their adorable adventures. But here's a shocking twist. Hobbits aren't just fictional friends. They actually existed in our world. In Indonesia, archaeologists stumbled upon evidence of the real-life hobbits, and it's about to upend everything we thought we knew about human evolution. Buckle up, folks. This discovery is going to take us on an unforgettable ride through history. Let's dive into the fascinating story behind our ancient human relatives. You've probably heard about the various species within the Homo genus, like Homo erectus or Homo heidelbergensis, but did you know they roamed the Earth long before modern humans? The multi-regional evolution theory proposes that these early humans spread across different parts of the world and over time developed unique traits. But here's where it gets interesting. This theory also highlights the importance of gene flow, which is like a human exchange program, allowing genetic information to mix and match between populations. So, what does this mean for our understanding of how humans came to be? We're about to uncover some groundbreaking discoveries that will change everything. Imagine a global human network where people from different parts of the world shared genes and ideas. This is basically what's happening with gene flow. As our ancient ancestors interacted through migration, interbreeding, or other ways, they swapped genetic material, adapting to their local environments at the same time. This led to some pretty cool traits emerging in multiple regions around the same time. Think of it as a human evolution speedrun. Now, we used to think all prehistoric humans were basically like us today, but that's not entirely true. While some populations made bigger contributions than others, our DNA is still a mix from many different sources. It's time to blow the lid off this idea and uncover some exciting discoveries about who exactly made it into the human family tree. Get ready to throw that traditional human evolution timeline out the window. Imagine if our ancestors didn't just evolve gradually over millions of years. What if things happened in a completely different way? Well, scientists did just that when they unearthed some mind-blowing findings at Matamenjai, an archaeological site on Flores Island. This place is not too far from Liang Bua cave, but what they found here was totally unique. A treasure trove of artifacts and fossils like stone tools, a jawbone piece, and 6 teeny tiny teeth that'll make you wonder how our ancient ancestors managed to survive with such tiny chompers. The tiny teeth found at Matamenjai are not just kid-sized chompers. They're actually clues to how our ancient human-like ancestors lived and looked. Each piece of evidence, from the stone tools to the jawbone fragment and those teeny teeth, is like a puzzle piece that helps scientists understand what life was like on Flores Island 700,000 years ago. But here's the real kicker: these fossils are way older than anyone thought. They even predate the famous Liang Bua cave finds by a huge margin. This discovery flips our understanding of human history on its head and makes us realize that there were much earlier hominin settlers on the island, just waiting to be uncovered. Get ready for a major game changer in human history. Back in 2003, Aussie and Indonesian researchers on a mission to track early humans from Asia to Australia stumbled upon something incredible at Liang Bua cave in Flores, Indonesia, the remains of a tiny human. Led by Peter Brown and Michael Morwood, this team's accidental discovery completely flipped our understanding of how we evolved. What they found was mind-blowing. This little human had both super primitive and some really advanced features that didn't fit into any known species. This was the proof we needed to declare a brand new human species. Fast forward to October 2004, the world got its first official glimpse of Homo floresiensis, affectionately known as the Hobbits. This groundbreaking discovery sent shockwaves through the scientific community, revealing a whole new chapter in human evolution and diversity in Southeast Asia. And what made it possible? The incredible find of LB1, a nearly complete skeleton with an intact skull. This remarkable specimen gave researchers a treasure trove of details about the Hobbit's anatomy and characteristics, helping us piece together their story and unravel the secrets of our ancient past. But wait, there's more. The cave in Indonesia turned out to be a treasure trove of Hobbit history. Excavators uncovered fragments of at least 11 other individuals, each telling a piece of the story. And here's the cool part, These finds were spread across different layers of the cave, giving us a timeline that stretches from around 100,000 to 60,000 years ago. That arm bone from way down deep, estimated to be about 74,000 years old. Researchers think it might belong to our little hobbit friends, adding another crucial piece to the Homo floresiensis puzzle. So, what's missing from our hobbit friend LB1? That's right, an arm bone. Without it, matching and studying became a tough nut to crack. But don't worry, the team didn't leave empty-handed. Alongside those fascinating hominin fossils, they found some incredible stone tools, showing us exactly how these ancient humans lived and thrived. And here's the amazing part: these tools were scattered across different layers of the cave, dating as far back as 190,000 years ago. That's a whole lot of history right there. Now, you might be wondering if we could crack the genetic code of H. floresiensis. And I've got some good news for you. Despite initial obstacles, researchers are still working hard to extract mitochondrial DNA from these remarkable remains, hoping to uncover more secrets about our little hobbits. But before we dive into that cool DNA stuff, let's take a step back and explore the world of H. floresiensis in more detail. From 2007 to 2014, archaeologists dug deep at the Liang Bua cave site, using super advanced dating techniques to map out the layers of the past. And what did they find? Well, these little hobbits stood an average of 1 meter tall. That's even shorter than some modern human populations like pygmies. Just imagine these tiny humans roaming around Flores Island thousands of years ago. Now, take a closer look at their bodies. Broad hips and slightly hunched shoulders give them a unique shape, unlike anything we see in our own species. It's mind-blowing to think about how different they were from us, and yet, still connected by our shared human DNA. But there's even more to make these little hobbits stand out. Check out those skulls. They're long and low, similar to our ancient human cousins, Homo erectus. And just like them, they've got thick skulls, whereas we humans have higher foreheads. Now, here's the really cool part: their brains are surprisingly small, about the same size as a chimpanzee's. Scientists think this might be because smaller brains require less energy to run, making it the perfect solution for survival in a tough environment where food wasn't exactly plentiful. What's truly mind-bending is that when we look closer at their brain structure, specifically in the temporal and frontal lobes, we find a unique mix of features that don't show up in any other human-like species. It's like these little hobbits had a distinct blueprint that set them apart from the rest. Let's dive into more of what made these little hobbits so fascinating. Did you know that the area we call Broadman Area 10, responsible for complex thinking, was actually bigger in hobbits than expected? Now, moving on to their jaws and teeth. It's like they took features from different human-like species and mixed them together. They didn't have that pointy chin we humans do, and their jaws were a bit more robust, similar to our ancient cousin Homo erectus. But here's the really cool part: they had some super old traits lurking in there too. Their dental layout formed this unique V shape, which is common among our Homo relatives, and at the front of their lower jaw, they had a bony shelf, an ancient feature that even our more advanced Homo erectus didn't have. It's like these little hobbits were taking bits and pieces from the human family tree to create something entirely new. You're right on track. It's like they took bits from different humans and mashed them together. Now, let's talk about where these hobbits fit in our human family tree. Scientists first thought maybe they were Homo sapiens with a weird condition, like microcephaly or Down syndrome. But after taking a closer look, the evidence just doesn't add up. Their unique traits don't match those conditions. So, it seems the hobbits are actually a distinct chapter in our evolutionary story, one that's still being written by scientists trying to figure out exactly where they fit within the Homo family tree. The Matamanga fossils are a game changer. They prove these hobbits didn't just disappear overnight. They were actually thriving on the island for hundreds of thousands of years. This opens up some fascinating possibilities about where they came from. There's strong evidence suggesting they could be tiny versions of our ancient ancestors, Homo erectus. Think of them as the great-great-grandparents of modern humans. The idea is that being stuck on an island made them adapt and shrink over time, a common occurrence in animal evolution. It's like they shrunk down to fit their new home, just like how some mammals do on isolated islands today. Now let's dive into another mind-blowing theory. What if these tiny humans didn't just shrink down from our bigger ancestors? What if they came from an even smaller, ancient family tree like Homo habilis or Australopiths? That would be a radical departure from the island-dwelling giants idea. But here's the catch: we don't see fossils of these species outside of Africa, and scientists aren't sure if they could have hopped across oceans or continents. This is where genetic detectives step in. By analyzing DNA, researchers can crack the code of an organism's past, figure out how it's related to others, and identify special skills that help them survive. The only problem: extracting DNA from 700,000-year-old bones isn't easy, especially when those bones were buried in a tropical jungle where conditions are perfect for DNA decay. You know how we're trying to uncover the secrets of our tiny human friends? Well, here's the thing: tropical jungles are like the ultimate DNA destroyers. They're hot, they're humid, and it's like a molecular demolition zone for delicate genetic material. This means that even with super cool tech, getting intact DNA from ancient bones is super tough. The harsh conditions basically rip apart those fragile DNA molecules, leaving us with tiny pieces or nothing at all. But hold on to your seats. Scientists are working on better tools and techniques to tackle this challenge. In a few years, we might just crack the code and figure out where the Hobbit branch on our family tree splits off from the path leading to modern humans. Who knows? The answer could be hiding in those ancient bones, waiting for us to uncover it. Now that we've dived into the mystery of hobbits, let's ponder: could these tiny humans have been living their best lives completely separate from us? Maybe they didn't share a family tree with modern humans at all. What do you think? Cast your vote in the comments below and join the discussion. If you enjoyed this thought-provoking